June 18th, 1815. The rain has stopped falling on a field outside a small Belgian village called Waterloo. By nightfall, Napoleon Bonaparte's empire is broken. Tens of thousands of soldiers are dead, wounded, or missing. Across Europe, governments wait anxiously for the news. Couriers race across muddy roads. Military dispatches move from hand to hand, and somewhere between the battlefield and London, a fortune is about to be made. You've probably heard the legend of Nathan Rothschild. The story claims his private couriers brought him news of Waterloo before anyone else, that he walked onto the floor of the London Stock Exchange and quietly began selling government bonds. Other traders noticed. If Rothschild was selling, Britain must have lost. Panic spread. Prices collapsed. And while everyone else rushed to escape, Rothschild secretly bought everything in sight, emerging from the chaos richer than ever. It's one of the most famous stories in financial history, a tale of manipulation, insider knowledge, and ruthless ambition. There's only one problem. Most historians don't believe it happened. To understand the real story, you first have to understand the world Nathan Rothschild operated in. Europe had been at war for more than 20 years. Armies do not move on courage alone. They move on money, food, supplies, credit, and, above all, trust. The British government needed enormous amounts of capital to fund military operations across Europe. It needed reliable access to gold. It needed merchants and financiers capable of operating where government struggled. Nathan Rothschild became one of those financiers. He helped organize complex transfers of money and bullion throughout Europe, supporting Britain's allies and military efforts. It was dangerous work. Convoys could be intercepted. Political conditions could change overnight. Entire fortunes depended on events no banker could control. But the rewards were enormous. By 1815, Nathan Rothschild had already become one of the most influential financiers in Britain. And he understood something few people appreciated. Information could be more valuable than gold itself. The Rothschild family had built something remarkable. 5 brothers, 5 cities: Frankfurt, London, Paris, Vienna, Naples. Each brother managed operations in one of Europe's financial centers. Together, they formed a private network that stretched across the continent. In an age before telegraphs, before telephones, before instant communication of any kind, that network provided an extraordinary advantage. Couriers carried letters. Business partners shared intelligence. Market information flowed between cities faster than many governments could manage. The Rothschilds were not the only people gathering information, but they were among the best. And when the Battle of Waterloo ended, speed suddenly mattered more than ever. Governments needed confirmation. Merchants needed certainty. Investors needed answers. Everyone wanted to know the same thing. Had Napoleon finally been defeated? There is substantial evidence that Nathan Rothschild learned of the victory before official government channels delivered the news to London. Exactly how much earlier remains a subject of debate. The details differ depending on the source. The advantage does not. He knew something many others did not. The war was over, and that knowledge had value. This is where the famous legend begins to fall apart. The dramatic image of Rothschild deliberately crashing the market has become deeply embedded in popular culture. But historians have searched for the evidence, and the evidence is surprisingly thin. There's no reliable contemporary record showing that he orchestrated a massive panic. No proof that he tricked investors into believing Britain had lost. No convincing evidence that he secretly purchased the entire market while everyone else fled. The story is powerful, but power and accuracy are not the same thing. What appears far more likely is that Rothschild used superior information and exceptional financial judgment to position himself advantageously during a period of enormous uncertainty. That may sound less cinematic than the legend. In reality, it's arguably more impressive. Because lasting fortunes are rarely built for a single spectacular trick. They're built through systems, networks, relationships, and the ability to make better decisions than competitors over and over again. So, if the famous story isn't true, why does everyone know it? Partly because the Rothschilds became extraordinarily wealthy. And extraordinary wealth attracts extraordinary stories. Throughout the 19th century, the family expanded its influence across Europe. They financed governments, supported infrastructure projects, helped fund railways that transformed entire economies. As their power grew, so did public suspicion. Critics searched for hidden explanations. Political opponents searched for scandals. Writers eager for sensational stories found a willing audience. Over time, the Waterloo legend evolved and spread through newspapers, pamphlets, books, and popular retellings. Each version became a little more dramatic than the last. The result was a story perfectly designed to survive. A secret courier, a hidden scheme, a market panic, a master manipulator controlling events from the shadows. It contained everything people wanted to believe about great fortunes, and because it was such a good story, it refused to die. The irony is that the real story may be even more relevant today. Nathan Rothschild's greatest asset was not gold. It was not government bonds. It was not a single trade. It was information, more specifically, the ability to gather it, verify it, and act on it faster than competitors. That advantage shaped the 19th century, and in many ways, it still shapes the 21st. Modern markets run on data, algorithms, networks, communications infrastructure. The technologies have changed. The principle has not. The people who understand reality first often gain advantages that everyone else only recognizes later. The Waterloo legend focuses on deception. History points towards something else entirely. A network so efficient that it appeared almost magical to those watching from the outside. And sometimes, when people can't explain power, they invent myths instead. The legend says Nathan Rothschild conquered the market with a trick. History suggests something more unsettling. He didn't need one. Because the greatest financial advantage has never been manipulation. It's knowing before everyone else. This is Blackbox. Subscribe.